Oh, kia ora, everyone. Just going to wait a bit, wait for some of y'all to come on. If you can hear me, let me know in the comments below and tell me where you're from. So for those who don't know me, my name is Callum. I'm the guy behind Feels Like Homeboat, and this afternoon we've got an interview with Lisa Eden, Indigenous spiritual medium. So she'll be doing a live reading, and we'll be having a talk to her about how she got to this point in her journey and what the future might hold. Just going to wait around a bit. Just let me know if you can hear me. That'd be great. Oh, yep, we are. All right, then we're just going to get started then. I'd like to welcome Lisa Eden. How's it going, Lisa?
Hi.
Welcome to Feels
Like
Homeboat.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm really stoked to have you on board today. It's going to be really interesting to kind of tap into Te Ao Wairua and get some of your insights. So I suppose I'm going to start off with this question. What is an Indigenous spiritual medium? Let's start there. What do they do?
Yeah, that's a very thanks, Callum. Straight off the bat. Okay, when I first was coming out with this mahi, I needed a name, and not just Lisa Eden medium. I needed something that reflected my mahi and my purpose and my kaupapa, which was to bring healing, to bring love, to bring understanding for connection, to break those barriers down, because there's a lot of aunties out there that are very fearful of this wairoa thing that we all have. And I wanted to be a collective. Yes, I wanted it to be like Māori, because that's what I am, but I wanted it to be like cross-cultural. So the word Indigenous spoke volume to me, and it made sense because what it actually means is nurturers and carers of the whenua. So that's me. That's what I wanted to do, but with a twist.
Yeah.
With a twist.
Whereabouts in Aotearoa are you from? Where do you hail from?
So, yep, I'm based in Hastings. So shout outs to everyone from Hastings, and I'm kahununu, takitima te waka, all that, doing all my, without breaking down in my whole pepeha, but just just from Hawke's Bay. Born and raised from here, lived in Hamilton for a good period of my life as well, kids and such, and then moved back home here to do this mahi. And I'm very excited for not only to do a reading for you today, but just excited for how people are opening up to spirit more. Like there's so much, like it's more accepted now, whereas before it was like, don't do that, don't look at that, don't touch that, don't talk about that. And it was very, I grew up in a structured religious home background upbringing, so everyone was very in the Mormon society, very cut, very polished, only one way of thinking. So it was a little bit different for me to come out with this different thing that I could do, which was speak to spirit. So I wanted people to be like, with my name, I wanted them to feel not threatened or spooked, but to feel accepted, with whatever color skin they have. So yeah, that's my name.
Yeah, that's real interesting that you came from a pretty strict and religious background. So when did your gifts start showing them or start appearing to you? Was it childhood? Was it later on in life? Was it always?
Like, I got to be honest with you, Callum, I don't call it a gift. I call it I'm a mōhio and a know-it-all, and that's actually how my family reflect on me as a know-it-all. Like, oh, do you have to know all that stuff? Is that really important for you to know? And the spirit were telling me things at a very young age, and I would be very aware and responsive to things that I could feel and see. Nothing scary happened to me as a kid. I don't have any scary stories. Obviously I felt and talked to spirit quite a bit. It was allowed in the Mormon church, it's encouraged that you do that. So that was good. Didn't feel like an alien or someone different. But in terms of speaking people's truths behind what you see, or speaking to, or getting answers to things that you shouldn't know about. That's exactly what I had. Like, that was my thing. So that's why my family would tell me to be quiet, that I didn't know anything. And then a few days later, it'll happen, or it'll come to fruition, or, you know, just little things like that.
Yeah.
But I decided when I got older to really harness what I had learnt from the Mormon church. And I had to break away because I love it dearly with all my heart. It's a very, very good faith, but too strict for me. Way too strict for me. The rules there are just woohoo. And those that are doing it and loving it, well done them, because it is very hard to maintain a certain level, and that's what it is. And I had enough. I didn't want that anymore. I just wanted to love spirit, love how I, you know, just love being a human being with faults, and have the odd inu now and then, and the old coffee and the old tea now and then, and just not have to be so like judged. I wanted to be free spiritually. And as I started to, you know, investigate more, I would kōrero more with a lot of people. So that's what we do. We kōrero as a people. And then I would say things to them and they'll be like, hey, how did you know that? Oh, ho, you know, and then that's how it all began. That's when the journey began for me. That initial, yeah, I know what's going on, that intuitivity and belief. Also a lot of challenges, Callum. Huge lot of challenges. I've had a breakdown. I've had a breakup. I've gone through mental illness, you know, and to be straight up, and a little bit of homelessness in there with 4 kids as well. You know, when you get knocked, that's when you're like, oh, who are you going to believe in? Like, where are you going to turn to? So for me, it was always to my nanny Henny, who's in spirit. And because she was my strength, my pillar. And then, yeah, just all her advice that she'd give me, I would apply it. And then, got a house. Got this, got that. Everything started working out. And I'm like, oh, she's one of my spirit guides. I know she is. So I'm like, wow, if this can work for me, could you imagine if I could give that aroha to someone else? So that's how the whole Indigenous spiritual medium came up. Awesome. Because I speak to spirit. So that's what medium means. But I don't take on the title psychic. Bro, I'm not trying to tell you what you're doing tomorrow. I'm trying to work it out for myself, you know. I don't do any fortune telling. I don't believe in that. Although I'm still trying to hit my family up for lotto and spirit. They're more than welcome to koha that my way. Ka pai. All good. But no, I don't. I'm very specific about what I do and what I don't do. And what I do is I empower people to be to have their own spiritual journey, and they help and awhi them along to have their own awareness. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of weirdos out there that give mediumship a bad name. They bring it on themselves because they talk a lot of shit. S-H-I-T. Sorry, I was about to swear, Callum. I swear on my page. Sorry, but I am aware there could be tamariki at this time of the day, especially in New Zealand, that will be in the waka or be in the background. Yeah, there's just a lot of crap out there these days, and I just want people to be empowered. And that's what I help. I help people with their spiritual journey to move forward because I've done it, because I've been there, because I know what it's like. And when you're on a spiritual journey, you don't need like, oh, I can feel it. It's there, fine. Nah, you need proof. So that's how my readings are. I do it with proof, yeah. Like actual facts, and then we move forward. I don't do it. I don't get into the whole mystical stuff. I don't have time for it. It gives me a headache. I'm going to sit you down. I'm going to connect to spirit with how I do it. And I'm going to bring some actual proof that they're there, and then we move forward. So that's my mahi. To be honest, there is no book for this. There is no one doing what I do. I'm actually on my own buzz, straight up. And I'm just going with the flow of how our people are. You know, like all my clients that I've gathered up over the years, they've helped me to evolve into the reader I am today. They tell me what they want. So even though on my website I have specific things I can do, I customize. And I love customizing for whānau, especially in group settings. But I always have that factor of I need to do my mahi, which is prove that spirit are there through symbols and signs. So we get the wow factor out of the way, and then we move forward with spirit to like where you're supposed to go, where your journey is, where your waka's heading to. Always zero fear. No, none of this, oh, your nanny's angry with you. And you are? Who are you? You know, those ones? Everyone's got a matakete in their family, everyone. You know, I grew up with matakete in my family, and they weren't supposed to be matakete. They were supposed to be like sisters in church, you know, one of those ones. You know, and they've had dreams and they've seen you doing this, and you're like, what? What are you even on about? Whatever. You know, those ones that bring fear to you, and then all of a sudden you feel down because, oh my gosh, what did I do to my nanny? And so when people come to me, I'm like, well, maybe it's not that she's angry at you. Maybe she's scared for you. Maybe there's something else going on. Let's have a look. And then we investigate. So it's about putting emotions in perspective where they work for us and not work against us. That's what I'm about. Does that make sense? Just so quiet. Why are you being quiet?
No. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Because you're a listener.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you want to sit there and listen, then how much time you got? Because I can just go on and on. That's not a problem. Like my following know what I'm like. I'll just that's us.
That was really, really interesting hearing your perspective on that. It must have been quite a journey, choppy waters per se, to actually get to where you are and to know who you are.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's what life's about, trying to find out who we are, let alone stand in their own power, eh?
Yeah, like, I can't tell you how many people call me fake, call me phony, called me, like, just so many names, so negative up on my face. And I'm just like, for me, I go hungry. I'm like, bring it, let's go. You know, I don't sit there. I don't question someone who's got the question. I'm not going to prove myself to you either. I'm just going to turn around and go, well, look at the crew behind me. Look at everyone that's rocking it. Look at all my feedback. Look at all the people that have been open and that have come to me. Because a reading works like this. And I learned this on my journey with all this. This is how you know how successful a reading really is, by how much impact you've made on the client. My clients, I call them my OGs, or my day ones that have been with me right from the beginning, when I only had like 300 following. And I don't mean to like be a big head, but I got massive 4K now.
Awesome.
Yeah, like it's all good. I don't hunt the following. I don't hunt that. For me, it's about word of mouth. That is more powerful for me than how many people are following me, because that's how I do get my mahi. I do one reading, and then they've got 5 whānau, and then they go back and they talk, and then that 5 whānau come back. So I've got like 3 or 4 generations coming to me out of my mahi, and that to me is, I get like, I get so much love in my heart for that family, those families that come to me, and they're like, oh, my cousin came to you, and I'm like, oh, don't tell me who your family are. Let's do the reveal at the end of the reading. So we do the whole reading, and then at the end of it, I'm like, okay, who's your family? And then they'll tell me who their family is. And it's such a beautiful reunion, because I'm like, oh, I've had them before. And sometimes I'll sit with a client, and I'm like, I'll be talking to spirit, and I'm like, I've had you fellas before. I know the spirit, I know this energy over here. And it's amazing for families, because they're like, nah, Lisa's legit, because she don't know none of us. We all got different names, and some of y'all don't have your birth names are not the same as your Facebook names, so I don't even know what the hell's going on. But you know, it's all choppy changey. But when the readings all come together, like use all the drawstrings, like they can sit down and have a real massive hui and connect. And that for me is buzzy. Like I'm like, oh, see, that's our people. That's who we were. That's how we are. You know, before this whole religion thing came along and colonization, we used to speak to spirit on the daily. Like that was how we rocked. That's our normal everyday, you know. And I just wanted that back. I don't know about you, Callum. I just wanted it back. Yeah. It's like, you know, you grow up and you go, I'm sure I got some taonga somewhere. Where's that tonga we? Supposed to be passed down to me. Oh, yes, your great-great-grandmother, she was a seer. Well, what the hell happened to us? Why can't we see what we need right now? You know, we're all running around in the dark.
Yeah. Distracted.
I just want my tonga back. Yep. Life gets in the way, but I wanted my tonga back. And when I see generations all linked together and their tonga is restored, and people go, Lisa, you're amazing, you're this. I'd like to take all the credit for that. Yes, it's all me. No, it's not. Like I said, I'm just the bridge. I'm the vessel. I'm the mouthpiece. I can't remember everyone's readings, but boy, if you come to me and have a wicked time with your family, my job is done. Because energy is supposed to flow through me, you know, not be of me. You know what I mean? It's not me. It's just because I'm nosy enough to go over to spirit, like, you know, get over there. No fear. Oh, what was that? Don't care. Going in there, getting it. You know, I'm just going handy in there. And certain mediums or psychics or whatever they want to call themselves, they only go so far. For me, my mahi is about giving your family respect. So I was talking to my following about this the other day, that don't go get a reading. Don't go and give your pounamu over to someone, or your family history, or your mamai over to someone that says they're a reader and they've got a pack of cards in front of them. If they look hoary, they smell hoary, and you know, you just get bad vibes, run away. Run as far as you can. That is a sign that Nanny don't like that one. She ain't going to use that one as the vessel. You know, run. Use your gut. So my readings are as good as the people that come to me. Yeah. And I learned that along my way. If you're open and you want this, I'm going to feel it and I'm going to see it. Because you're allowing me to. You're spiritually hotspotting me in to your energy. Because I got no data. I ain't got your family data.
It's an interesting way to put it, hotspot.
I know. Yeah, I know. Right. I got all the sayings. And that's exactly what it is. You're spiritually hotspotting me in to your whakapapa line. I ain't got your whakapapa data. I'm not in your family. So I'm like, Spirit, can you hotspot me in? Callum, can you hotspot me in? Let's go. And I'm just feeding you all the information that comes forward. Okay, there's going to be a few things that are not, you know, that you may not know, but I guarantee you take those symbols back with you to the rest of the family. They're all going to go, yeah, that's so, far. No, I know who that is. And then one will be like, oh, hey. And then everyone starts talking. The family are talking and reminiscing and remembering. And they're healing because they've just lost someone so significant. Their pillar, their mantle. You know, I've heard it all before. Our mantle, our family have broken up now. We're not talking to each other anymore. There's so much hara, you know, greedy, taking the land, not giving the land back, not paying the bills, you know, won't pay for the unveiling. So much mamai. So much mamai. But, you know, you get old Lisa, walks on in. Hey, family, what's good? And I just like drop down all the symbols and go, so this means nothing to me, but what do you reckon? And then they just pull it all in and it all connects up and everyone's just like, far. Don't look at me. That's your guides. That's your family. I'm just the nosy Parker. I've just come in to just help. It's not going to take away the mamai. You lose someone, you lose someone. It's with you forever, you know. But to repair, to start to repair, to have the motivation to get up and repair, you know, to show your babies, no, I know they're there. They are there. I know they're there because I see the symbols every day. You can say that to your babies because there's a hawk, because there's number ones. Look at all these ones. Look at all these experiences. Auntie had a dream. You know, you can bring all this positivity back into the home to start to heal. You don't need a booking for that. You don't need a see a reader for that. You just need to have someone that's got your back, and that person's me. So, yeah, medium, yeah, all good. It's more like a nosy Parker and someone that understands your grief and wants you to all repair it and try the best you can. So, yeah, that's why I did my book, because I was on a healing journey. Because even though I can tell everyone else how to heal, when I lost my grandfather, bro, bro, that's a different story when you lose someone that's close to you. Like, you don't know a reader and how they handle their own healing when they lose something themselves. Then you'll know what they're like, what a true kind of person they are. So it took me ages. Like, I grieved. I could see him. Yeah. Oh, Lacey, you must be able to see your granddad all the time. Yeah. I can see him. He's all good. But he's not here. He's not snoring on my couch, you know. He's not laughing with me like in real time. He's in spirit time now. So when he comes up to me and he gives me awhi and love, and I'm just like, I just want you here. So even though I can see them, I'm still that granddaughter. I'm still that human, breathing, heart-beating granddaughter that just wants to grab her granddad and feel his bloody 5 o'clock shadow scratching the side of my face, you know, and all his ripped clothes smelling like outside. I want to hug that, you know. So those are real feelings. And so, you know, so even though I can see them all the time, we still got to use it as a way of moving forward. It's not the only way to move forward, but it's one of the many that we've actually got inside of us. And so when we share messages and we give love to other people, I see them healing, and I see my following going, oh, Lisa, you know, I've done this and doing that. And I'm like, yeah, girl, get it. Oh, you know, all the bros doing their thing and making sure that they, you know, because there's some tiny out there that are really struggling with understanding why they can see spirit. Some people call it a curse. They think they've done something wrong because it's not normal. So it can be very confusing, and I'm just here to make everyone feel loved and that it's okay. Put a calm face to the kaupapa of spirit. I'm probably a kaumātua's nightmare because some of the tikanga is just too old and needs to go. It's not necessary for the future generations. The kaupapa is changing each day, you know. So some of the old ways I don't agree with, especially when it comes to women. They need to change. But that's just my kaupapa. That's my silent kaupapa there. Because we all work together. Genders work together. Different sexualities, we all work together because we all have a spirit at the end of the day. Know what colour skin we have, know what gender we are, know what culture we are. We all have inside, we have that spark, that light. So
it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I love the way you put that. So
you like that?
In saying that, shall we get this reading started, right?
Do you want to do this?
Yes, I
sure?
do. Yeah,
Let's go. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do a mini reading, and anyone can come to me for a mini reading. And I know that time is, you know, of the essence and stuff like that. So I will do like a mini one, which is just, it's like for 40 minutes, but I can half it in time. We can do it any way you want. How do you want to do it? Do you want me to do a mini?
Whatever way you feel.
You're leaving me in charge of your page. I'm in charge of all this. Yeah. All of this. Jeremy got this. Nah. Okay. All right. So I've got my tarot cards here. So I do tarot as well. So I call it Indigenous tarot, which means I infuse the Indigenous energy with ancient old tarot, not this modern tarot, but I infuse it both together for it to make sense. So we'll do a bit of that. But I think I'd like to reveal one of your guides. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Have you had a reading before?
I'm totally open to this. Yes, I have.
And how was that for you? These are questions I ask in a reading anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah, my mind is open to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just having a bit of a new. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you, like since we connected and, you know, when we were getting ready to come online and stuff, the letter D kept coming in and I was like, oh, there it is again. So I've just, and now it's coming again now that we're in this official thing. So does the name starting with D resonate to you? Can be in the physical world or it can be in spirit. It's whatever the first thing to your heart. So that's what I ask spirit to do, is grab me the spirit, the symbols or the spirit stuff that makes sense to you in the now, or around in your circle. So that's what I'm going to grab. We're going to grab, you know, we're hotspotting in all the symbols in your world. So that's what I want them to do. Nothing from way, way back. But the name starting with D, does that resonate to you? Can be a middle name or a last name. And I have to say this with Māori names because my goodness me. We have a lot of connection to middle names. They can be namesakes, and last names especially, because they can be changed as first names. So yeah, the name starting with D. What does that resonate to you at all?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Do you want to share that?
When you say D, the image that comes
Yep.
into my mind is Dad. I know that's not a name, but that's the image that came into my mind.
Yep. Does Dad have a name?
Yeah,
does Dad have a name starting with D?
It doesn't start with D though.
Okay. So with my readings, I know that Dad and Mum and sister and brother and cousin, and especially if they're really close to you, they can I don't go there. But in this circumstance, because of the way your energy was, it just depends. But because it just keeps coming up, like it came up before, we have a history with this D. It's not just like it's a random D, or it's a cheap grab, Lisa. What a cheap grab! You're just going to bring in as that. What a cheap grab. But no, it's what it means to you. So that's what I wanted to know, and you've just answered that beautifully, and you've said it means Dad to me, Lisa. So we're going to go with that.
Cool.
We're going to go with that, and now we're going to branch off. The month of May, does that resonate to you at all as a month of significance? May, the month of May, does that? So when I do months, it can does not just for birthdays, it can be events or memorials or just something like that grabs you for that particular month. The month of May.
No, it doesn't.
What about the number 12?
Yeah.
And I do write things down. I have I call this my woody paper, so I can keep an eye on all the stuff that's coming through.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering what you're doing down there, I'm just keeping an eye on the energy and the. Okay. Yep. So you said yes to number 12. What's number 12 for you? What does that mean for you?
I like one of my favorite numbers is 21, and I'm all into flipping things. So 12 is 21 flipped.
Okay. And why is 21 an important number for you?
I don't know. I've just always liked it. I don't know why it's my favorite number.
Okay. Are there people that know that? Are there certain people that know that about you?
No.
Do they know about that number 21? Okay. Cool. That's good. So that's your personal, yep. Okay. Okay, I've got November coming through. Does that resonate to you at all? November. Sorry, it's changing my pen.
No, I can't think of anything relevant for November.
The name starting with P, the letter P.
Yeah.
Yep. Who's that for you?
Peter.
Okay. So when you said Dad, when you said that, it reminded you of Dad. And we know, I know you've got, well, I personally know that you have different, you've got your birth family and your whāngai family. When you think of Dad, which branch are you going to? Because you've got two trees here. So which tree are you on? Are you on your whāngai dad, or are you with your birth dad? Where are you? Okay. So, and then we look at the name Peter. Is that on birth dad's side? Is that connected to him?
Yes.
Is that a connection to him?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm in a kitchen. I don't know why I'm in the kitchen, but I'm in a kitchen and there's biscuits being made, and I like biscuits. I like chocolate chip ones, especially as too, if they're making those. If you're getting fancy, Afghans would be a nice little addition as well. But there's biscuits being made, and I'm in a kitchen. Okay, so when we look at Peter, this memory has come in off of Peter. Who is Peter to you? That name Peter, anyway. Who is Peter to you?
He's Dad's brother.
Right. I'm still in this kitchen. I'm giving them enough time to like move energy around for me, but I'm still in this kitchen. And there's a woman in there, and she got blonde hair. So I'm looking at her going, hi. And she's just making it all lovely up in here. But we're coming off Peter. Okay. So there's this energy of this lady, this blonde lady in the kitchen, him, the kitchen, Peter, Dad. Does this represent anything? Her hair could be grey as well, but it looks blonde to me. But it's just up here, like in a bob. Does this kitchen situation, this memory, it's blue, by the way, the kitchen's blue. Blue cupboards, light blue cupboards.
Yeah, I'd have to go back to my whānau about that, because I wasn't brought up around there. So I've heard some stories, but
Yes.
I've never been there.
Is this the homestead?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay. Does the lady with the blonde hair resonate to you at all?
Yeah. The energy of her does, yeah.
Yep. Okay. She's your guide.
Check.
That lady. And she looked like, you know, she all beautiful Martha Stewart energy. But at the same time, she's quite handy with a knife. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, she's quite savvy like that.
Mm.
But this lady is a whānau member from that side. And she's very protective over you. She just wants all sorts of goodness around you. She just wants love around you. I want to get some more symbols from her, though. Because I'm just wondering why we had to hop so much, why we just didn't. And there's a reason for that. So, okay. Does the number 5 resonate to you at all? Number 5 for a group of people. Number 5.
Yep.
How many? Yeah, you said yes. Oh,
Yes.
Before I say anything.
Yes.
Who are the 5 for you? Who are the 5, hun?
My family I grew up with.
Right. So this is the other side. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is this the other side? So now we're doing the other side. Yep. So they just chopped the energy like that. She just chopped it like that. She's like, right, you're done here. Go to the next side. Because I'm like, no, I want some more information from you. She's like, nah, next. And I was like, oh, I was wondering. Okay. All good, Nanny. Listening. So I need to get another pen, another colour. Okay. Oh, okay. March. Does March resonate to you? We're on the other side now. The family of 5, the family you grew up with.
Yes.
March. Yeah. For them, does it mean something for that family?
Yes.
For you and that family?
Yes.
Yep. What does March mean for you and that family? For the other family you grew up with?
Granny.
Yep. Is that her birthday?
Yeah. She's been gone a long time, though.
So this particular wahine here that I have me with the blonde hair, she goes, don't forget her too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget her too. So now the energy that the symbols are, this is how I work. It's connecting the dots, and then yep, that makes sense now. Now I can put that together because you're adding what it means. I see what they're showing me. You know what it means, and then I wrap it up. So that's her saying now the other side, because you've got 2 sides.
Mm.
It may feel sometimes, Callum, like you've got 2 faces, or that you've got a twin. Okay, or that, you know, like you may feel like, shit, I've got an alter ego up in here today. We all have that, my brother. It's just that because your energy has been blessed to whānau, that's how some whāngai children can feel, like they're just spread, you know, like spread out. And it's really important that if you start to feel like that, for you to just go mad in. Do you know what I mean? Just retract it like an accordion, because that's your safe place. But it's also it's almost like a special power that you have, that you're able to accordion out like that. Because a lot of kids can't, and a lot of adults can't handle that. You know, they can barely handle the one family they were born into. They can't handle having another one or another one, you know. But it's actually a gift. And whāngai children are so, that's why I have this, that's why I have all of this paper here, because of our whāngai children have so many branches, and these are all adults that come to me like, oh no, well that's my mother's whāngai, so I guess she's whāngai'd out. Okay, so I'll just start a new paper, shall I? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like but do you see what I mean? This is important because this is who you are. And this is not a headache for me. This is beautiful, because you can see all the many, like the arteries of what makes your blood pump. All the many twists and turns of how you are formed, your wairua, your blessing to your family, to your children. And it goes on and on. And it can be very overwhelming, but when we deal with spirit and how much love you get, it's beautiful. So we've got the birth side coming in, she's in there. Then we've got the family that you grew up with. You've got like this diamond, you know, the head of a diamond. There's you at the top, and then there's the different sides of the diamond that make you. So is that cool?
Like that, yeah, that's cool to think of it like that. Never alone, eh?
Never. Yeah, bro. Sorry. If you were looking for time out, that's why I said you have to pull it in. You have to make the accordion strap up straight up. Like, you have to bring that shit in. Like, you have to bring it in yourself. And sometimes your arm be like this, you know, but you just bring it in and go, doop, locking up, because you need time to regenerate. You need time for your energy to regenerate. Okay. Number 15, does that resonate to you at all? 15. Don't tell me Granny had 15 kids. That's too many. We don't do that. Well, they do, but we know they do.
A lot of them did back then. Sorry, I just got to plug in. Nah, 15 doesn't mean anything to me.
So there was 5 March, number 15.
Oh, nah, 15. Yeah, no, it does.
15.
Actually. Yeah, now that
What's
I think
up,
about
15? What's good?
Yeah, no, 15. That was the actual date of the birthday. Yeah, date of the birthday.
So that's yeah, she's your guide. You got female guides. You got female guides, but I think, you know, guides rotate, but we need to start off with our family members first. We need to establish a bond and a relationship with who's got our backs over there, our whānau, which whānaka's there for us. And then once we get real confident with like when I started getting real confident with my nanny Henny, I was just like, oh, who else is out there for me? Like, who else is out there? So I'd start meditations, investigating more, recording my journeys, my dreams, you know, it's all that kind of stuff, bro. And then you start seeing and you start what you do is you grab your nanny or your papa to take you on that spiritual journey of who else is out there. Because remember, you got a body. It's only so far you can go, and you need that anchor to boot your ass home when when you start going a bit too far away into the nether regions, into the into the cosmos. You need your family to ground you. They're the anchor. So start there first before you start trying to connect to some Native American big tuturu chief, before you start grabbing all those ones, and connect to your family. And it's really sad for me sometimes when people come to me and go, I wasn't really close to anyone in spirit. Well, we're going to find out who's there anyway, okay? I'm sure you've heard, well, I've never met them. Well, we're going to see who your parents have met. Oh, really? I don't really want to speak to spirit today. Well, that's how I do my readings, so that's how we're going to roll. Who else do you think I speak to? I don't know you. I can't give you any advice, but your family can. Your family can. So that's what I say to people that are just like want to just avoid spirit. Don't avoid them, because that's your ticket. That's your GPS, bro. Get in there, get it. It's free, so that's how I roll anyway. But yeah, your nanny is definitely guides with you. Let's do some cards. Now with tarot, straight up, you go and get your tarot cards read. You make sure you ask the reader, who the hell are you speaking to? Because they could be speaking to whoever, in the room, and that person don't know you. You'll be like, who's that? And if they say, if they don't know who's there, then back away. That's your ticket out of there. Because if they don't know who's, you know what I mean? If they don't know, then you're not going to know. Then no one knows. So it doesn't, you need to have a paper trail of who's talking to who, like who's connecting up to who. I'm like that. If someone tells me, I can feel a female energy around you. Yeah, who's that? And I'm waiting for them to like say, or at least connect to whatever is there. And they're like, they just want you to, make sure that you're okay, and that, that you're loved. And I'm like, bitch, I know I'm loved. I'm all good. I don't need you to tell me that. I want people to be that confident with their guides and their loved ones that they don't need no one to tell them what to do. They just need to listen to them and mahi hard and go forward. No ifs, buts, or maybes. You can book a reading in with me though. If you need confirmation, I'll confirm it to you if you ever feel like it's not. But we work, look, everything, all our tikanga revolves around spirit. We mihi to spirit, we pai to spirit, we karanga to spirit. And I used to sit there and go, where the hell are all these rangateras at? Like, where is everyone? That we give all this homage to them in our culture, but we're not allowed to talk to them and say, how are you today? Like, when we're not allowed to. It's them and then us. And I'm just like, nah, I don't want to be a them and a us. I want to be all of us together. I want a togetherness. I want them every day. So if I'm driving and I need a park and it's all busy and I've got 4 kids in the car, spirit, I need a park, straight up. So I'm going to do one more round with you, spirit. There better be a bloody car park there. And I'll do one more round. Oh, hello. Kia ora. Car park right in the front. Thank you, Nanny. We start basics like that, and then we build on it. And then we start seeing who else is there, and we start connecting to our aitua and all of that. And for me, a lot of my journey has been about that. I've done lots and lots of that, but my love and my passion is seeing people every day connect to their loved ones, and they're mahi hard with that. So when there's a tangi, when there's a tragic, when there's a trauma, they got an anchor. So yeah. Anyway, tarot. We're going to do 4 cards. It's the first one is your career, then your finances, your family, and relationships. And those who are not in a relationship or don't want a relationship, you can do yourself. Okay? So the relation, Pooh, I don't want to talk about him. What do we need to talk about him today for? I want this to be about me. That's usually the ones that have been married 30 years plus or 25 years plus. They're like, no, I'm fine. I know what's happening there. I don't need to know that. I don't need a card for that. I'm good. Then we go, okay, then we'll change the energy about you then. So is those 4 areas okay for you to have a look at?
Yeah, kapai.
Kapai? Yep. So let's see if Callum's going to be a millionaire and have his own TV show. And what else do you want, bro? Nah. This is just general guidance. I like tarot because it kind of speaks straight up. Oracle cards, they'll just, everything's your dream come true. And Oracle, it just wasn't gelling for me. But I've got the book here in case we need to go to it. So the first card is the Page of Coins. So with this card in the career area, it's talking about make sure you get paid what you deserve. Okay, so my card's a Game of Thrones themed, by the way. So I love that, you know, that you can get things like that that are quite quirky. So Game of Thrones, and that's where I'm reading today. So this is Tyrion, and he's done a good day's worth of mahi, and he's like, pay up. So for you to be mindful of when you give of your aroha and your love to a kaupapa, that everyone around you is filled, like their cup is full, not just with financial, but that they take away something. Do you understand? So money can be transferred into knowledge, you know, things, stuff to help them on their way. Because I believe that your kaupapa is to help uplift and to generate like that kaupapa of love and connections, building lots of connections with a spiritual feel without being too touchy-feely, you know, not too weird. Just keep it above board. Just be a good, honest human being, you know, with the feeling of tūturu. So this is what this is about. This is about looking at who you are and what you represent, but your individual taonga that you have within inside of you. Like I generate that energy and manifest the energy that what I know is still worth something. What I feel, what I can access, that has meaning and it has purpose, but it also has, you know, like a value. So this is about your worth and your value moving forward in your career.
Awesome.
What do you do for a career?
Online.
Other than this, your main.
Lots of things.
So this is what I mean. So that can get very tricky, like the amount of hours that you would give, being on the clock, and then there's the after hours help. So just make sure that whatever you're giving out, that the koha always comes back, you know. And our people, we just give, we just give and give and give, and then we go home and moan later on. Well, I do anyway, speaking from experience. So it's the time that when koha has a real strong meaning. It has a meaning of I have a value for you. I value what you do. I value your purpose, and this is why we give it. Okay, and then the receiver will take it as, you know, that's us. We're sorted. We're settled. Energy sorted, and it doesn't just have to be a value. It can be like a monetary value. It can be a spiritual value, or it can be a mental value or something of that nature. The next one is the Heroin Card. So this is about the belief in who you are financially. Oops. Can you see that?
Yep.
Can you see it? Okay, sorry, yeah. I can't see it properly. My end. Okay, so this card's quite interesting because it's a dominant card, because it's just it's got the in front of it. So any card in tarot that's got the in front of it, it's a dominant card. And it kind of speaks in like your overall wairoa, your overall mauri, your wehi. You do need to be aware and sit back and allow things to just take place. And if you are an extrovert and you like to have your hands in every little thing, look at it as a time to pull back. If you are an introvert and just kind of stay away and let everyone else, it's time to come out. All right, it's time to come out and start putting your finger or your mauri on each little thing around you that financially, you know, that you're a part of. So that's the advice from that. These are all general, by the way, because I know we're on a public platform. So I just want to keep it real general without getting nitty-gritty, because I know we're all interested in Callum's finances. I know we're all interested to see what's happening over there, and feels like home, bro. Nah, just kidding. Okay, next one, Knight of Coins. This is your family connection. Again, your worth. So the nannies are like really pouring it up here for you today. They're like, damn, Moko, you got some words up in here. You know, believe in yourself. Take it to the next level. Don't be shy. They're the nannies that are on your shoulder to like, come on now, you can do it. You know what 2 times 2 is, don't you? Hurry up, think. They're the nannies on left and right shoulder. Okay. And just with that card coming up, I was like, yeah, he knows he's the knight. He knows he's got it. The last card is, do you want it to be about relationships or about you?
Relationships.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
3 of Spears. Does the number 3 resonate to you for anything? Number 3?
Yes.
Okay. So in a relationship setting, does it mean anything? Just a yes or a no. You don't need to give deets. We don't need deets.
Yes.
As long as it means something to you.
Yes.
Yes and no. Maybe.
Yes.
Could do. Nah. No, we're sticking. This is not R18. This is PG whānau. So any of you's going, oh, 3. What does the 3 mean? Hey, oh, brother, Callum, the 3. No, it means 3 of Spears. Okay. 3 of Spears. It's about a journey. It's about letting the past go. It's about moving forward. And as you can see, he's standing there. This little finger, he's a character. He's a character in Game of Thrones, and he's just like kakite, and there's all these boats. I will send you a picture of all the cards, cool. Which is what I do with my clients too. They all get pictures, so because they're like, oh, what's that, Lisa? And I'm like, I'll send you a picture after. Just let me do my kōrero, and then you can go back and do what you need to do with them. But yeah, the 3 of Spears. And in terms of relationships, time to let that stuff go. It's that ship sailed anyway, whatever the kaupapa is. But Spirit are just saying, it really is gone. Like the nanny's got you. Nanny 1, nanny 2, up in here. They really, you know, they're saying you're home free. You know, it's all good. Like whatever the feelers you sent out there, whatever you're manifesting, it's just let it do its mahi. All this is about just let it take its time. You're fully in your purpose, you're fully engaged, you're home free, you've got everything in alignment, like everything in your mind has got a little pouch or a little tudu, or, you know, they're sitting where they need to be, and just let it generate, like let it grow. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Do you have any questions about anything like that concerning Spirit or your cards?
No, I don't actually. No.
Nothing?
Nah, it's weird, eh? I thought there'd be like heaps of questions.
That's me though. I will leave you speechless. Nah. Then I just go, big tick by my name. Yes, Lisa, you've sucked in all the oxygen. Well done.
It was pretty clear cut though for me. I processed it and understood what you're saying. That's the thing. So there wasn't any sort of question marks there.
Yeah.
So it was clear.
Cool.
Clear for me. I already knew that undervalued stuff when they start charging people more for shop. Lots.
All good. Yeah.
No,
and when you go, and you need to get your own tarot cards too, my bro. Because there's heaps out there. You just grab whatever whatever resonates to you, just grab them. Because if you have your own, saves you a bit of money too. Instead of going to a reader all the time, you can just do it yourself. But low key. But you have your own cards and energy, and it fulfills your day spiritually. You know, it's just one of those little tools. You know, and all they are is just picture cards, and people go, oh, don't buy your first tarot deck. Brought my first tarot deck. You know, anyone who says anything to me like that, I'm like, been there, done that. You know, don't do this and don't do that. Oh, I'm doing it. You know, and what? Where's the bolts? Where's the bolts of lightning? Whatever. If your intent is to heal and you've got a beautiful heart and you just keep it there, even though you might be a bit, you know, knife in the hand. Oh, you know, I want to go have a good, all this. Your intent needs to be for peace only. You just put yourself in a mind state of that, then your guides will protect you. It's like a beautiful, these things, these are just pictures on cards, but when they're shuffled, when you put the mana in it, and you swirl it around in you, in your environment, in your ear, and you whakahi, whakaha on them, straight up. That's when spirit come in and just go, oh, I know what that is. I get it.
I actually
I know
do
it. And you're like, oh, spirit. Yes, what?
I actually
Tell
do
me.
have a deck.
And do you love it?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched it for years, to be fair, but it's still there. I know where it is. I know where it's sitting. So, but yeah, it was a pretty important part of my life once upon a time. Not that long ago, to be fair.
Yeah, good. Yeah. And you might even find that the Callum then that brought them then, that needed them then, when you approach them again, you'll be like, hello, old friend.
Yeah.
Kia ora, my old whore. You know, how are you? And you'll be like, yes, I remember. And you may even feel a little bit of old Callum from back then. This is why it's good that, and if you have gone through the wrecks, like the wreckers, and you are in a different space, to get a new deck. So you can rub it with all your energy you got now. But that'll always be your bro. Like those cards are always your mate because they helped you at a certain time. You know, so you don't ever lose, you know, you always keep your day ones by you. But in terms of moving forward, you know, new deck, new time, new age.
Yeah, something to consider for sure. I'd like to talk about your book. So you're an author now. You're an author now.
I am.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? I'm an author now, and I didn't get school C English. So how the hell does that work, Callum? Yeah, but I did do uni. Like, to be fair, I did do uni. I got a teaching degree for primary school, and that was just barely got my kumu in the door. Just barely got in there. You know, it wasn't like I was a landslide. Oh yes, she's gonna go to uni. Yes, she's gonna do that. No, it was like, oh, are you? What year are you in? Are you finishing it? You know, I got that kind of reaction when I was there. That's how people treated me back in the day. That's all good. Just made me hungry to finish it. That's not a problem. So I did. I finished it. 2 kids in tow, by the way. So you know, I obviously started off childless and got pregnant and married in the journey. So then we had 2 kids when we finished. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I chose to stay home and teach my 4 kids and stay home with my kids and send their dad off to go and do what he needed to do. And then I told him to, then I really sent him off a little bit after that, and he went another way and I went another way too. And you know what, like, I just felt as a mum, it was my time to put something down, like, because I've heard it all before, and I give this advice: write things down, write things down. And so when I lost my granddad, that was the only way I knew how to heal, because when he passed away, it was such a horrific journey. Like, and I know a lot of whānau that are watching will respond to this quite clearly with losing maybe someone who had gone through the whole stroke situation. Because that's what he had, and we had 2 years of helping him through that, and just the trauma in the family when your tōtara falls halfway. You know, you look and see who's actually helping the tōtara back up, or who's jumping on the tōtara's back to like bring it down. So there was a lot of that in my family going on. It was just heartbreaking all over. I couldn't handle it, Callum. I couldn't handle it, and I was doing readings in the same time too. And with all the ebbs and flows of a family trauma, I retreated to that little girl that missed and loved her granddad, because everyone was forgetting that we lost someone really important. And I just retreated, you know, I organed right in, because my arms were stretched to the hilt, looking after my mum and her siblings, looking after my children. And I have autism in my home, so my son and his stuff going through all that. Then dealing with a marriage that wasn't working, and, you know, and being homeless, and oh my gosh, like the accordion was just, you know, I was street. So I retreated, and I wrote a story about a little boy who lost his granddad and needed help to find him, okay, because he had gone. And so he went to the animals to find out where his granddad had gone. And then he was sent on a journey, a real cool adventure by way of the animals to find this beautiful Cody tree that would help him with the answers he needed as to where his granddad was gone, or where he had gone to. So that's what my story was about. And when I had written it on a piece of A4 witty paper, I just sat on it, but I felt a release. I felt a rush of just release when I had written it. Now, clearly I needed help, you know, and like Kim Kardashian, she's got a team of people that, you know, help her to look like $1 million each day. And that's what I needed to help me to make my book look like $1 million. So this is what it looks like now. And I have a big head whānau, and this may be back to front to use, but when will I see my koro again is the kaupapa of the story. And my auntie, she backed me up, so she's the co-author. She glammed it all up and made it pretty, because she is an author. And she's like, I read the story to her, and this was about her dad, and she said, I love it, give it to me. And I was like, oh, hold up. We're talking numbers here. We're talking numbers now. I then said, yeah, take it, auntie. Do what you need to do. And she's been writing for a while now. So she lives in Sydney, Australia. So she was able to see my vision with the book. And she said, no, this is beautiful. We are going to help people to heal through this book. Because there's a lot of themes in there. It's a very 1980s feel to it. It's very old school. Tama's looking very olive. He ain't gonna go much darker than that, whānau. If you've got a problem with the color, you know, I'll just give you the right here, because this is the color of Tama. This is the color of our people. And if you're worried about the cow, well, you know, I needed some hair on it. But you know that the animals, it's the cartoon. Okay, we're not going to be strictly into the nature of it, but he's got red bands on. We know the red bands. There's Māori in here, so it's half and half. And for the Māori words that you're not too sure about, Auntie was real smart with this kaupapa, and she put a glossary at the back and the Māori words with the Pākehā. So we've got understanding, okay? And my auntie, being the way that she is, a visionary, and knows that her family over there wouldn't be probably, because she married a Lebanese, my uncle's Lebanese, so her whānau are Lebanese over there. They need an English version. So we got an English version whānau, you know, for our family, because we live in a multicultural society. The same words, as certain words are there, like tama is still going to be called tama. And then we got the English version, and we just released last week my Māori version, complete Māori. Okay, and I don't have my book with me yet. I'm waiting for it to come and arrive from Melbourne, but it is available. I don't have my copy yet. My auntie's got all the copies. But yes, that's my book. And it's a beautiful story. Like, I was like blown away when she's like, what do you reckon? I'm like, oh, auntie, you made my vision come true. Give that here. I'm going to go see my English teachers at Tauranga High School. In your face. In your face. But yeah, look, what this story did to me was it enabled me to talk to my clients. I don't have t-shirts. I don't have any kind of merch with my name on it, but I got a book. And when you're going through a mamae, when you lose someone, that's, you know, you can change the names around, but the ideas are there. You know, and the voice of the Cody tree is like a grandmother voice. So I have that female energy coming in. Her voice is, for me, my Nanny Henny voice, the voice I've always had, that voice of reason, that voice of understanding. When I've been down and I've been out, she's always been that, you know, that pillar of strength for me. And we seek that. Hey, we need that from the female energy. And you, brother, got two of them on your, you know, right on your, hot on your tails, bro. Hot on your tails. You got two of them. You can't go wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel that. I was masculine most of my life, but I've been feeling pretty different these last few years. A lot more sensitive.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, you know what it is. Yeah. Dudes growing up in the 80s, it was different back then, eh?
Oh, hella different. We got treated differently too. Way differently. Yep, 80s, hard out. So this is what I mean. But
before we get too sidetracked, where is
yes,
your book available?
yes, that's why I grabbed it, because I knew I had gone sidetracked, so I had to grab it just to make sure I stay on track. Okay, so it's available at my website, www.lisaedenmedium.com. You can go there right now if you want to and purchase. You could just have a nosy too at iwibooks.com. There's a beautiful lookbook there. And you can flip through some of the pages, or you can put it in the Facebook search. When will I see my koro again? And I have a group all set up. I'll let you in the group and you can come in. I read the book from cover to cover, so you can have a nosy at the book and see if it's your cup of tea. And that the 3 versions was very important for me to have that 3 versions, like that pillar of 3. And it's cool because today's reading was about you and your 3, that triangle, to have the Māori English, the English, and then the Māori all together in that triangle was very important for me. And I felt like it wasn't complete, and I even now, because I don't have my Māori version here with me right now, but I will soon. It's coming. That it be complete like that, so it's available, so everyone can feel of the energy. Whether your nanny's Pākehā, you may have a Pākehā nanny, and she wants to read you this book. Well, she can. She can. You know, you can have this version with her, and you know, you may have a mum that's missing her koro. You know what I mean? But she only speaks a little bit of Māori. Well, she can still read it and connect to him. Because remember, back in, most of our nannies weren't allowed their language. So only unless you were under the umbrella of, you know, kura kaupapa, were you able to have the complete, you know, immersion life. But if you're not, if you weren't brought up on the pa, you're completely suburbia. If you have connections to Māori, but you were whāngai out and you were raised by a different culture or whatever, that's why it was important that the book was available in many languages so that everyone could connect to the energy. It was so, so important for me and my auntie to make sure that that was available. And now her Lebanese whānau over there, hard out love it. They love it over there. They love the energy. They love little Tama running around in his gumboots. They think it's fabulous. And that's Lebanese, you know. You know, we all think, oh, yeah, that's cool. They're connecting to our culture. So, yeah, that's where you can get it from, my webpage or iwi books. But I'm sure you'll put up some links, Sabre, like later.
I will.
Later on.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
And aroha mai. I have to say this. When you guys look at the price, you'll probably go, oh, Lisa, what the hea te otu? It is priced because we are independent. We are independent, published and authored, no backing from a publishing house. No one's going to back a little Maori girl from Hastings and her book. No, you know what I mean? So we had to do it independently, and the price of the book will reflect that. Okay, so put it this way, I didn't have Penguin Books back me, but there's still hope for the future. Brother Waititi might take it up and think it might be a good movie. Who knows what the future holds? Who knows? But yep, who knows? Who knows? Anyone could pick it up. I'm open to offers. Anyone got some cousins or anything like that? Hook a girl up. No, seriously. So that's why it's that price that high. Okay, it's in the higher region for a book, for a child's book anyway. But it's hardcover. It's the quality is beautiful. Like, you won't catch it 97 cents at warehouse in the, you know, takeaway bin. That was my goal with my koro's book, was, auntie, I just don't want to end up in that 97 cent yellow sticker thing with our book, hey? And she was like, nah, it won't be there. And I was like, yeah, no, I've got to be dead and gone before I see that. Just can't let it go to that price at the moment. But yeah, that's why, because we're independently published, and yeah, all off our own backs.
Awesome. Well, I've got to say, it was a very awesome and insightful kōrero that we had today, Lisa. Thank you very, very much for your time. Have you got any last words?
Oh, Callum, thank you. I've been following you for a while, my bro. And I just wanted to send you one because I remember like your journey with Poi Girl.
Mm.
And I have to be honest with you. When I met you, I hadn't lost my grandfather then. So when you put up your posts and shared your kōrero and your kaupapa with your illustrations and your journey with all of that, with writing, I was like, that gave me mad kaha to like, yeah, I'm going to write something. I was just like, I don't even care if it gets, I didn't think it would get like this at all, because I'm just a nobody. I just had a lot of passion in my heart. I just wanted to write it out, you know. I just wanted to just get it out and just put it on something that I just, yeah. And having a child that was autistic, or that is autistic, I wanted to one day maybe sit down with him and explain to him where his kōrero went, because he was very close to him, and do it in a way where he could understand with themes and ideas. So that was the concept idea, you know, but ultimately I just went straight into that little girl. And we all have stories to tell, whānau, like everyone has a story. And I know if you're sitting there and your hands are starting to woody and you're like, oh, I've got so many stories, I've got some stories I could share, write it down. Write it down. Like just don't even worry about editing or grammar, or, you know, just write it. Just get your word vomit out. Just let it all out, and, you know, sit on it. And, you know, I know a lot of people like do it through music. They'll write songs and stuff. I'm not musically minded, but I love a good waiata when people compose themselves with songs. But words and pictures, Ro? Like, you just can't beat it. So yeah, thank you to you, my bro. You have inspired actually some of this journey, I have to say. I'm gonna be real honest, real cringy now, but you did. And like when I made contact with you, I just wanted to give my book to you. I just wanted to send you a copy and actually get you to give me your feedback on what you thought. None of this, so let's do a live, let's jump on here, let's do that. But okay, sure, let's do a reading. I'm like, okay. You just took it to that next level. Like, you just ran with it. And I'm like, I'm on your waka, Callum. Like, I'm on your side, definitely. Like,
That's
whatever you want to do with them.
That's how we roll.
Yeah.
Doing little bits, we try to do as much as we can, eh?
Yeah, so definitely from my whānau to yours, and, you know, ngā mihi atu, and thank you so much for this mad opportunity to be a part of your platform, to let everyone know my heart, you know, my book, and just to share my mahi. So thank you for priceless opportunity, and loves to you always, and to your family.
Means this. Well, stay on. But that's us, whānau.
Stay on.
We've enjoyed this live. Yeah, stay on. And yeah, that's us. See you next one. Oh, tomorrow we've got Andrew Judd. Make sure to tune in. Peace, whānau.